I ask for eyes that see, ears that hear, and a heart full of understanding. I thank you for the messages that come through and ask that you deliver them to those that need them. Thank you. So today's pick a card is basically your healing journey. What's coming up, what's being mended in your life. And I was kind of silly and I did sewing thread as in mending, right? So we've got a blue for pile 1, a burgundy for pile 2, and just to keep the bees going, a burnt orange for pile 3. Oh, which wants to roll all over the place. Okay, stay there. So those are your options. I will see you at your pile. Okay, my blue pile, pile 1. Let's see if I can make this just stay. Stay there. All right. Let's see what Spirit has to say about your healing journey. What's being mended in your life? And we have fragments. Really pretty cards. Karmic relationship. We have Prince of Swords and the Four of Wands. I do feel like we need a bit more space here. We have the Infinite Web. A Long Way Home. Oop. That apparently wants to fly out of my hand. And Peace. And the Peace card says, I am unwavering in the face of fear. I come to my senses and embrace challenge. I am determined to think with gentleness and calm. I find inner silence and become a manifestation of peace. Okay. Interesting. So, fragments reminds me currently of only being able to see parts of the whole. You're not getting the whole picture, you get pieces. I don't know yet why this is connecting to this, but I'm feeling it connect to the infinite web, which it represents the interconnectedness of all things. So maybe it's that, you only see your portion of the web and you're not seeing the interconnectedness, the way that your actions or thoughts, your energy affects everything else around you. Not most people are not aware of this. Some people spend their life dedicating themselves to becoming aware of all of that, and some people do it naturally. And some people never look at it. But I do feel that whether this is something you do regularly or not, you are being called to pay attention to remembering that there is a bigger picture. I am getting, so the relationship and the home part are coming together for this, I believe. And I think that, wow, my heart just hurt, sorry. You need mending with your family. Someone in your family or family in general, you are needing mending with them. And this is not just it has importance. I'm not taking it literally for karmic. It's just that this is a real piece of your life. It's going to teach you a lot. And this healing, which these two go together for this, will bring you peace. There is a completion in this, the Four of Wands. And look at this, how this has, I don't know if you can see that. It's a wheel, but it looks like a web, right? And you've even got with this, these interwoven threads, ropes, whatever it is, this. And the fingers here are interwoven. There's a lot of about connectedness. I think that there's a disconnect with your family, and I am gonna say I'm sorry. Please, I I am trusting that you are mature enough to look at the whole picture, to try and see different perspectives. This is calling you to do so. This is calling you to see how you affect your family, not just how your family affects you. This card, the Prince of Sword, talks about and kind of non-traditional, just a creative way of thinking. So you may be very different from your family, which I think is kind of obvious because there's some discord amongst y'all. But it's also forward moving with this eagle in front of the chariot. There is motion to this. There is continuance. And I think this is ultimately what you will be getting, this completion, this peace. It might take a while, that's okay. Sometimes we have different perspectives at different times in our life, just purely because of what we've experienced, right? When we're younger, we see our parents almost like heroes, like they can do no wrong. And then we start to realize, I'm not talking about everybody, but this is a general thing. Then we realize that, oh, gee, they're human. They make mistakes too. And then they kind of fall out of our grace. And then we tend to get at each other because it's time to move on and separate and have your individualism and individuality. And then we kind of grow up, we have our own kids, and we realize, oh, wow, it must have been tough for them. And you start to see them in a different light. And I think that that's what's being called here, is not exactly what I said, but look at the whole picture. Remember, you only get pieces. Try to see more. Try to be curious with your family. Find out why they're feeling the way they feel. It is okay. I'm getting with this card right now. It is okay for you to be a bit lofty in this. You can be, what I'm getting is that it's okay for you to be a little held back. You don't have to dive right in, trusting in this relationship wholeheartedly, and it's okay to be held back. But be willing to learn, be willing to be open. Is there anything else? Okay, I'm hearing that there's something specific within the book on this one, so I will be right back. Okay, so there's 3 little dealy boppers here about the infinite web that I'm going to read to you. One is, let this image remind you that you are a small but unique node in the vast, intricate web of the universe. Number 2, use this image to help you understand the impact of your thoughts, actions, and speech. Then let that understanding guide you to think, act, and speak with wisdom and compassion. And number 3, if you are feeling disempowered, let this image remind you that all you do, say, feel, and think sends ripples of effect in all directions, even though you may not see what those effects are. Then consider what ripples you would like to send out. I think that's really interesting. It's not just being aware that there is an interconnectedness, but being aware of what you put out there, right? Paying attention to the types of the words that you use, the semantics of them. How do they affect those around you? The thoughts you have. Thought is energy, right? It goes out. And so is emotion. And so are you focused on things that are not exactly helping? Or can you focus on things? I don't mean to give toxic positivity. That's not what this is. We all have our emotions. We are meant to have them. They have a place. But once we go through that, move on to the positive, right? So, what is positive within your situation? How can you affect that? Because it does ripple out. It really does. I'm being reminded. And then I think we'll close with this. I actually lived in a shelter, a women's shelter, for a little while, a couple months, and there was just, it was not a great environment. There were like 20 of us in this one room and all on cots, and I just started praying. I just started praying for joy and love, to be obvious. And on the third night of praying that, I tell you, the atmosphere just shifted completely. People were happy with each other. They were making jokes. They were laughing. There was just this aura of love, just energy swirling around, just love. And that was just prayer. That was my thought going out there, right? And the universe saying yes. So take that. Do something with it. See how does the web lie with your family? Because that is what is mending. The energy is working towards this, right? This would not come up otherwise. That's what's working with you right now. So take a hold of it and do your daily boppers. All right, guys, I'm excited for you, to be honest. I know it can be difficult, but ultimately you've got this peace that's coming in, which is awesome. It's awesome. Okay. I hope that you guys feel loved and seen and heard and understood and cherished. And I will see you next time. Bye. Okay. Pile 2 with your burgundy wine color. No, don't you roll away. Let's see what Spirit wants to say to you about your mending, your healing. What area of your life? How is this going? What have we got here? Ready but waiting. I'm sorry. Aren't we all? Yeah, we are. Submission. Interesting. We've got the 7 of Cups and the 2 of Pentacles. Divine Light. I need to scoot these a bit. Licking Dew from Green Leaves. That's an interesting card. Let's try and show you a little bit. And Sea Witch. Interesting. Because to me, this looks like a sea witch. And I don't know. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to move these over here like this. We have a sea witch there. Okay, and I'm going to read you this card, Divine Light. I am an expression of love, and I shine like the sun. My inner light is my strength and my treasure. My intuition guides me to discover the wonder and goodness of who I am. Mm, I love that. I love that. That's beautiful. Okay. Ready but waiting. Yep, yep, yep. Waiting for change to occur. Mm-hmm. I want to give you sometimes people have a real hard time with the word submission. Some people rather like it, but some people have a hard time with it. This is not calling you to be held down or under the thumb of something. This is calling you to give your trust to the universe, to spirit, to source, to God, to, if you praise multiple deities, like whatever your thing is, because I really believe that we all need to just find our own way, right? That works for us. Whatever yours is, to give your trust to that, to put your faith in it, and believe that that's what's happening. There is a lot to this, and I mean, I feel a lot. I'm not getting a lot of words yet, but I feel that this is like, come on, like I can only be so patient. When, kind of thing. I do need to look at this card, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I actually really feel like these cards go together. So, Seven of Cups, it's kind of like fantasies or illusion, or like doing something to distract yourself from what's important, right? It doesn't mean that the things that you're doing are necessarily bad. It doesn't mean you're like sinning or something like that. It's just you're not focused on what you need to be. You're trying these other things and it's not working, right? And then the licking dew from green leaves is all about finding a different way, doing something a little more subtle, and it's finding the, I guess, the creativity within it, the childlike awe within the other ways that you than what you thought was possible. I'm going to read you a couple of these just so that you get more of the feeling. Says, you might feel you are incredibly lacking in something, but in fact, just a small amount of very particular nourishment will go a long way for you. Receive a small amount with great gratitude. And another one says, in this situation, a wholly conscious and intimate encounter with some particular form of nourishment expands its benefits beyond your expectations. Apply intricate attention to your receiving of this thing with all your senses, your body, your mind, and your heart. So it's really about like, the example I'm getting similar to this is like, you ever get stuck, like when you're a passenger in a car on a rainy day and you see the raindrops hit and like fall down the window, and it's just mesmerizing. It's so beautiful. And for that one instant, it fills you, right? It's just nothing else is going on. It's just that drop that's falling on the glass. And that's what this is calling for. It's saying, move away from what you've been trying to do. Don't focus so much on escaping. Focus on something. There's a little thing that's coming. This is the mending part. There's a change that is coming that will just, you want to call it expansion, you want to call it growth, you want to say blessings. There are so many ways that this could be expressed. But to focus on that, to pay attention to that. I am suddenly getting a bit of a message. I'm seeing the throat here, and there's this like, here, there's this. Let's see if you can see it. It's kind of blue dot right next to right in front of my thumb. And it's right in the throat. And I believe that, let me get clarity really quick because I don't want to say the wrong thing here. Yep, okay. Your voice is so much more important than you understand. Your voice holds power. I'm pausing because I'm hoping that you're feeling that, like I'm feeling it. You may not be, but there is importance in this. You are not to keep that held in. Everything can flow out of you. You can let it out. You are no longer blocked. You can speak. You can be heard. And there are good, healthy ways to do this. Just because those around you may not be the healthiest doesn't mean you don't have to be. Right? Yeah. It seems so simple when you say it, but living it is another issue. Okay. Let's get on to this sandwich part. Is a little bit weird to me. I'm being quite honest. I'm not getting anything immediately with it. Oh, clarity, please. Clarity, please. You are someone, you would be called a highly sensitive person, is what I'm getting. What I saw was that your hair had feelers on it. So it's like everything that comes around you, the energies that happen, you're affected by. I'm wondering if a change is happening within this. Okay, okay. What I'm getting currently is that your trust in the way that you are, that you were created, having trust in this. So, in other words, letting go of the frustrations that being highly sensitive can put on you, and being grateful for the difference in you, will take you farther. It's going to expand you. Yeah, that's yeah. Yep. Yeppers. That's it. I want to read this to you one more time, just to kind of give you it again, because you might have forgotten. Divine light. I'm an expression of love, and I shine like the sun. My inner light is my strength and my treasure. My intuition guides me to discover the wonder and goodness of who I am. So there you go. That's the way that you are different. Is going to just, I think there's going to be a perspective change. I mean, look at, so like you're looking at the white, look at the black. You've changed your perspective. You switched it up. And maybe you've been having a difficult time with your being different. But give into it. You're created that way. It's a good thing. It's okay. Even in the difficult times when you feel that you are not being understood, that's okay. Do you know why? Because it's a lesson for those that don't understand you. Over time, something will occur within your relationship where they will start to understand. This is how life works. We are a community with, in humanity, we are different from each other, and the more we're around each other, and as long as we're both coming forward with vulnerability, we can learn from each other and not just clash, right? Yeah. So don't hold it in, speak it out in a loving, healthy way with boundaries, and then yep, it's good. It's good. It's good. Guess I'm just gonna keep saying that over again. Okay, guys. Feel that that was it. The energy stopped, so we're gonna stop there. And I wish that, I hope that you feel loved and seen and heard and treasured and all of the good stuff. All right, much love, guys. See you next time. Okay, pile 3 with your burnt orange, burnt sienna, burnt orange, just to keep those bees. Let's see about your journey of healing. Where is your life being mended, and all that good stuff. Potential. Oof, oof. Look at that amazing card. Source. Wow. Oh. All right. 8 of Swords. The Hanged Man. All Intelligent Tentacles. A Mermaid's Love. Which, I mean, I think they're supposed to be scales, but those look like, the little sucker things on the tentacles. Yeah. And then Choice is your healing energy card. And it says, I choose serenity, light, and positive energy. No matter what I go through, I choose happiness. I rise above fear and direct my thoughts to God. Which, source right here, yo. This is pretty powerful. Yeah. Much, 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 much powerful. In fact, I gotta take a moment with it. There's a lot on mind/intelligence here, perception, perspective, choice. Yeah, okay, there's a lot. So let's just go kind of sorry, I did look up the book for this because I don't know these cards. And of course I could get things oracle wise, but I do want to know what, I want to know what the book says. But let's go in order here. So the 8 of Swords has to do with like being over analytical or doubtful mind. It can also just be respect for intellectual stuff. It's can also be about misleading info, but it's feeling really mind oriented. And then you've got the Hanged Man, which is all about finding a different perspective, looking upside down at the world, right? Flipping things around, breaking through, and holding on to something that is more than you. So your higher power, your higher self, source, God, right? And then we've got the intellectual tentacles, which I'm going to actually read some of this to you because heck yeah. All right, the first one says, get out of your head and check in with the wisdom of your body. Often, when you consider your situation through the lens of your body, the right choice is made crystal clear by a softening, constricting, or other distinct sensation in the body. Unlike your mind, which travels in time, your body is anchored in the present. which is interesting. This is not an anchor, but it almost looks like one to me that's on there. Anchored in the present. So it is your tool par excellence for being in the here and now. And it's only in the here and now that we can take creative action and make positive change. And again, to me, it's like that's making a choice. And then the next one says, trust your curiosity and open your mind to a process of exploration, which again is the Hanged Man. Yeah. And then there's one more here. It says, consider your context and respect the intelligence of everyone and everything else involved in your inquiry. So I'm sure we all know by now the octopus is very intelligent. And of course it feels through its body, and what it said about checking in with your body over your mind. This is me, like, all the time. I constantly am getting over analytical about spiritual stuff and how does it work, and I don't understand the metaphysical and blah, blah, blah. The truth is I just keep looking for absolute truth, and we can't know, right? There's no way we can know. But that is my journey currently. So we've got air here a couple times. We've also got ocean stuff, so water here as well. So you've got this mix of equal parts mental and emotional, which is really interesting. So I do feel that there is this mending going on of you learning when to choose the mental and when to choose the emotional, when to go with what your brain is saying and when to go with what your body and heart is saying. Because we have a brain for a reason, right? We do need to use it. It's not every single little thing is all about the heart, and our emotions. They're important. Both are important. I want to touch in on this potential card. It's really very beautiful. Oh, wow. Okay. So here's where I pay attention to my body. I picked it up and I suddenly felt extremely sick. Okay. Okay. So I don't know how specific this is. I don't know for how many of you this is, but I see the inner child. I see this child version. So this is you as an adult, this is you as a child, and it looks like you've thrown up everywhere, right? So you were sickly as a kid. It doesn't even have to be like something super serious as like cancer or something like that. It's you were seen in a light that caused you to have beliefs about yourself that were very limiting. I'll give you an example. It's a personal example. I was told by my parents that I should never live on my own, yet here I am doing so. Because of my health, that they feared that if I ever lived on my own, I wouldn't be able to take care of myself. I couldn't call 911 if I needed to, right? But that was their fear talking, and life goes on. So check in with yourself. Check in with what beliefs, what are you, wow. There's some major stuff here, guys, because I feel like I'm supposed to throw up this baggage that you have from your past, from your childhood, from what you were told or how you were seen. It doesn't even have to be like a direct message. It could just be the way that you were treated, or overhearing your parents talk to other people or whatever it is, or doctors. It could even be that you weren't necessarily ill, but you were just different for some reason than other people in your family. But yeah, there's a lot for you to uncover here. And this is a choice to go into that, to look at it, to see what beliefs you still have about yourself that aren't necessarily true. And that could be the interference that's happening. What's blocking you in, see, being blocked in by these beliefs that you can just step right out. You don't have to stay there. You can get your different perspective by hanging upside down. So I'm going to read this card to you again. And I hope that it can be kind of a mantra for you as you go through what you're about to go through. Because this is where the energy is headed, right? It's talking about what's being mended in your life. It says, I choose serenity, light, and positive energy. No matter what I go through, I choose happiness. I rise above fear and direct my thoughts to God. Yeah. I hope that for you guys. I really do. I'm excited because even though it can be hard to admit your beliefs have been limiting yourself, you know, like it's you that's limiting yourself. Getting through that and hopping onto the other side, it's awesome. It's awesome. I personally love living by myself. I'm the only person I gotta clean up after. No, it is nice. It is nice. So, but that was a fear and now it is not. Yep. Anything else? Anything specific? Nope, we're good. Okay. Well, you guys, I truly hope that you feel loved and seen and heard and understood and treasured. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.